So I already made a tutorial on this game on KotOR 2, any percent. This is more of like an advanced tutorial of KotOR 2. This is for people who really want to really grind out hard for this game. I made the 1 hour long one because I just wanted to get a tutorial out that anyone could pick up and learn easily, because I'm very against about like 4 or 5 hour long tutorials for a run that's this short. So I wanted to make a separate one and then make the advanced one as like a separate viewing tutorial in case you ever have issues with a certain part. I can hopefully in this video it will help you out. So I'm going to be taking a little bit more time on this tutorial than my 1 hour long one, but if you are starting with the game, you just want to learn it like right away, go watch that one. I do have advanced Telos Station tutorial up separate if you wanted to learn that as well. It's not really that advanced though. It's more it's just complicated to learn at first. So let's get into the options first. So pretty simple stuff here. Mouse settings, that's personal preference. Key mapping, you can do it to whatever, but for this I'm using all the default keys. So if you hear me talk about a certain key, it's the default one that I'm talking about. So if you need to remap or feel like what you need is comfortable for you, then do that. The only one you don't need to focus on so much is the mini games, because we don't play any in any of the categories for that matter. Feedback, this is the exact same settings you want. Auto pause, you obviously want all this unchecked. Don't have force speed effects on, because what it basically does is it gives a blur effect with force speed power, and it's very annoying, so don't have that on. For shadows and grass, you can turn these off. I have them on because my game just runs fine. If you run an older system with the updated Asper version and you're using an older computer, I would suggest to turn these off. And don't use the legacy PC version for this, because it's god-awful for speedruns like this. What I mean by it's god-awful is because hotshots and dev character, forward hotshots, and other glitches happen on legacy PC. So if you're playing on the GOG version, just stop. Just go buy the Steam version instead. It goes pretty cheap too. It goes on sale often, so if you really need to save, then I would probably just wait a little bit. But otherwise, I would highly recommend to buy the Steam version of this game. And the disc version, I think it runs the same as the GOG version of the game, but I'm not so certain. But I'm very sure it is. As for the Mac version, the version that is sold on the Apple Store, I have not played that because I don't own a Mac computer. For screen resolution, it's personal preference, but I like to keep it on 60 hertz. For resolution, it can be anything you want, really. Just don't have it on 144 hertz, because your save teleports will not be very good. I would suggest to put it on any resolution that is a 60 hertz option. Advanced options. Very important you have VSync on. Frame buffer effects. That would I would also recommend to have that turn on. But it's based on like your computer specs and whatnot. If it can't handle frame buffer effects, then turn that off. But this game is usually pretty good with older PCs. My older PC, while it ran with bad loading times, it worked pretty well with these settings too. Sound, this is personal preference. But do be careful. I would highly recommend to have sound on during the game because to prevent potential splicing, because we don't want that. And if there's no volume on during the game, it's very, very likely going to get rejected. And also a very important thing to know. I should probably put on monitor display capture for this part. So for display capture, for display settings, let me just minimize that. So we have a rule that is specifically against having monitors under 60 hertz. My monitor that I'm using to play this game on, doesn't go below 60 hertz, but you want to go to advanced display settings, and I have two monitors, but the one you're seeing on my screen now is the main monitor that I use. But the main monitor that you use, if you have a 144 hertz monitor, then I would highly, highly, highly suggest to turn that down to 60 hertz. Refresh rate right now is 60 hertz, so I'll show you how to get to this again. So you go to display, you right click on your desktop anywhere, display settings, then you go down to advanced display settings, and then the main monitor you use, the main one you're using to play the game on anyway, you're going to click on display. This is only if you have more than one monitor, otherwise ignore this option. Display adapter. You're going to go to monitor and 60 hertz. Okay, so mine can go below 60 hertz, but it's against the rules. So anything, that's under, I think we also do allow 59, but it's just better to play it on 60 hertz because it makes the game a lot more stable. So we do have a rule against this. And the reason for this is because it's to avoid super save teleports. Because for what super save teleports are is you manipulate the game, the quick save load screen, by clicking on the task manager for a very long period of time, and that extends your save teleports. Those are banned in both KotOR 1 and 2. So please do make sure you are playing on 60 hertz. Just please, please, please. And for adapter settings, none of this else matters. But do make sure you are playing on 60 hertz. And then after that, you're going to hit apply, then hit OK, and then you're going to close out. I'm going to switch back to the game now. Okay. And that's pretty much it for the setup. I'm going to get into the movement and get into the really advanced stuff in the next video. So see you in the next one.